Yeah, to my immediate right, Isaiah Moore. To his right, Owen White. What a game, right? I mean, what a game. What a game. They got I said this yesterday too, but that James Madison is a great team. That's this league. This league is so tough. It is tough. Everybody you play all season long through the 18-game slate, and then you get down here and we're all in one building. It's as tough a league in the country, point blank period, that one team is going to go to the dance. It's really tough. And that's why I feel so happy for this group of dudes. I can't express, how happy I am for them to have a moment like they just did, and then get to have a moment tomorrow night where they have an opportunity to tip it up 40 minutes, winner goes dancing. I mean, it's so hard to get there. It's so hard to have the opportunity. And these kids have earned that. They've earned it. I can't tell you how much this team's went through and how they never blinked and they never complained. And they just bowed up and they fought, man. They just fought and fought and fought and fought themselves all the way into a conference championship game. It's going to happen in here tomorrow night.
Open up now for questions. Go ahead, Shane.
Shane Melton, Daily News Record, Harrisonburg. When you're playing tough non-conference schedule later this season, you're losing close games, does knowing that this tournament's here, knowing you're probably going to have fans drive over like they did tonight, make noise, and seeing that live in the tunnel, does that help you get through some of those tough losses early season?
It didn't me. They hurt bad. Every loss hurts bad. But number one, I want to thank our fans too. I mean, our fans were incredible. Hearing that USA chant, I know it gave these guys some extra juice. I know seeing all that red out there gave them some extra juice. And, hopefully somebody, Schultz, you got this on film, hopefully. Hey, we need you. Mobile, pour out tomorrow night. Get out here, drive down here. However, call me and I'll get you a ride. Whatever you need, we'll get you here. You want to come watch us play tomorrow? I'll make sure you just call somebody. I'm easy to get a hold of. These guys deserve everybody to pour out of Mobile tomorrow and get down here and watch these guys play and make this building an incredible home court advantage. We got to have it. Back to the question, though, we played one of the top 10, 15 non-con schedules. We didn't do that, on purpose necessarily. It just, we had to play a couple, on the road for spy games, and then we were matched up with FAU, who's one of the best teams in the country, a top 25 team, because that was a return game from a few years ago. But what it did was it helped us. It helped these guys. It helped them toughen up. It helped them play an elite level of competition. And we didn't immediately see the payoff. When we got to the league, we were still a little bit beat down from losing so many close ones. I mean, we had so many one-possession games that didn't go our way. We were still a little bit beat down. So we started the league off 2-7, and it was hard. And we went through some really difficult times. But the character of these dudes, these two dudes and all the guys in our locker room, we were able to get better from it as the season went, which is kind of unique. A lot of times you go through what we did early in the non-con, and then you start off conference play like we did. You don't have the character guys, the maturity level that these kids have, and you just go away. You kind of cave. These kids never caved. They fought tooth and nail to get us to another level where we're playing at a level where it gives us a chance to play in games like we'll play tomorrow night.
Paul in the back.
Coach Paul Chestnut, Fox Sports Radio. Walking away from this win, did you feel like you were the more quicker, physical team tonight?
They were moving pretty quick, Paul. I mean, I don't know. I can't say that probably. I felt like our toughness is what won us the game down the stretch. The game was incredibly physical. On ball, there was a lot of contact. Shots go up, there was a lot of contact. That's this league. It was like that both ways. I mean, it's just physical. We play in a physical league. It's a physical brand of basketball in the Sun Belt. And I felt like we made the tougher plays down the stretch. And that's hard to do against those guys because there's some tough jokers, man. They're tough. They got some tough kids. They get some winning kids. They're very well coached. But our kids, you can see it in their eyes in the huddle. Every media, when I always look at their eyes to see where they're at. And a lot of times I tell them, hey, focus or tough. I didn't have to tell them that. I knew they were there. They were present and they were ready to battle. And that's what they did down the stretch. I mean, our guys were hurting, man. These two guys right up here, they were hurting. Like the guy on my right, I call him a 40 carry running back, man. He's like Derrick Henry for us. Like he's running that thing about 40 times a game, and he's just getting pounded and pounded. He keeps going. And Owen White over here, his knees are hurting, his backs are everything, and it didn't matter. They just wanted this so bad for each other and for South Alabama that they weren't going to let anything stand in the way. No excuses. They stepped up and just battled, and I'm so proud of them for that.
Craig.
Craig Stevenson, AL.com. Coach, you got up 10-0, gave you a little bit of cushion when you got in foul trouble late in the first half.
Yeah, we about let our lead get away, and we had a couple huge plays down the stretch that extended it. We got to steal, and Judah Brown hit a 3. Where I almost yelled one shot because I really wanted one shot, but I saw we had numbers, and I know how he shoots it in transition. He makes a lot of those, so we let it rip, made it, went up 7, got a big stop, and that was huge because when we had, I think, 4 starters with 2 fouls, and Kev missed an extended amount of time, Zay missed an extended amount of time. Part of that might have been a blessing in disguise because he played 14 minutes in the first half. It might have gave him the extra juice down the stretch to finish the job. But, yeah, you want to get off to a great start. And a lot of these wins we've had recently have come down to we've led for the 40. And there's not a better feeling as a coach, obviously, if you lead for the 40. That means you can't get beat. If you lead for all 40 minutes, it's impossible to lose. And we were able to do that. Again, against a really good team. But the thing about JMU is I've watched a million games they played. They thrive in that situation. Like they've walked so many teams down this year. They about walked us down at home. We led by 10, 11 for a lot of the game, and it ended up we had to get one stop out of bounds under to win the game by 1. Their team is really good at that. And that's a testament to who they are as a program. I mean, there is no lead that's safe with them. And we knew that, and we talked to our guys about it. And our guys did a great job valuing down the stretch, making great decisions, making their free throws, getting key stops, key loose balls to be able to finish the job off.
Dave.
Dave Schultz, Lockdown Sunbelt, for everybody up there. Was there a moment in time for you guys? Now won 11 out of 13. You mentioned the 2 and 7 starting the conference. Was there a moment in time you guys started gaining confidence in yourself?
Both you guys
Games
answer.
that you remember that
I don't know if there was ever a time where I felt like I lost confidence. We knew our team was good. I mean, we could see it from the start when we were put together that, in practice, some of the early games we showed sparks where we knew we could be good. But I don't remember the exact game it was, but I think at one point we were 2 and 7 in conference, and then we went on a little run. So that would be probably the one I remember is Arkansas State beating them by 20 at their place, and then we went and I think we won by like 20 again the next game or something. We started to really get in a groove there. But yeah, I don't know that we ever lost confidence. It was really just about playing harder and caring a little bit more, I think, was the biggest thing.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Owen said, I don't feel like we ever lost confidence. It was just staying true to the grind, trusting each other, and just getting that one spark, like you said, like Arkansas State, just to see it, like the grind working and just playing together, staying consistent, and just paying attention to the little details to win the game. That's really the difference in the beginning and now.
Good, Shane.
for Isaiah when you started gaining confidence?
I always believed in him, to be honest, and you guys that cover us all the time, Schultz, Craig, and people that are around us know that I'm kind of a pessimistic dude at times, and so it's uncharacteristic. I went home and told my wife a bunch of times because she was trying to, I get way down when we lose, and she was trying to encourage me, and I remember telling her, I was like, I think we're going to be all right. She was like, what? She couldn't believe it because I'm the first one we're not going to win another game. We're terrible, whatever. But the character of these dudes makes your mindset different. The way that they work every single day, the way that they take care of business in the classroom, they do what they're supposed to do. We don't ever have to get on them about anything regarding off the court, showing up on time, working hard in practice, being focused. You know, you don't give up hope on guys like that. So when we were sitting 8-13, 2-7, I believed. I did. Now, when we started stringing together, I don't know if there was one game necessarily that I said, all right, we're kind of figuring it out, but I could feel it. I could feel them believing, and I could feel them understanding. Because sometimes you can believe you can win, but you don't understand what exactly goes into finishing that. What exactly goes into being in that winner's circle at the end of the 40. And as we went through it, I could see those guys figuring it out. I could also see those guys holding each other accountable to what goes into that. And that's a beautiful thing as a coach. When you see these guys holding each other accountable to what goes into winning, to being everyday dudes, to building that consistency, that's the best thing you can have as a coach. Saves my voice. My voice is usually a lot more raspy this time of year. It doesn't sound too bad. It never sounds good, but it don't sound too bad as it usually does this time of year. And it's a credit to these guys. We got some real dudes in there, man. Some real people that are really, really, really a special group.
Good, Shane.
Isaiah, they put the 6'8" guy on you to begin the game, and you get a couple over and you get to the free throw line. Did that kind of set the tone? Did it take them out of what they wanted to do early on there?
I'm not pretty sure what their idea was to stop me, but I just try to be aggressive because I know it would free my shooters up. So just staying aggressive and just staying true to my game, trying to get to the line, and I know it's space the floor. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Craig?
Richie, another big game out of AP off the bench, and like I was saying before, during that stretch, you guys were in foul trouble. He really carried the offense a little bit.
He was huge again. Yesterday, he stepped up big time for us. And then tonight, I think he was bigger than he was yesterday, which is saying a lot. He provides us with some scoring and stability. He's a veteran guard, and every time his name comes up, I say he's been through so much. And for him to string these two games together is just awesome. That's why he came here. He came here for a chance to play in a game like he's going to play tomorrow night. And his path has had a lot of adversity. And, adversity is tough to deal with. It's even harder to deal with when you're a young man and you're still trying to figure life out. It's hard when you're older, but it's hard when you're trying to figure life out. And you're 9-10 hours away from home. And he went through that, and it was hard. So to see him in that locker room with that smile on his face, man, was it? I mean, it's like getting $1 million when you see those guys that you love in the locker room looking like they did. Because I know what he's been through. I know how hard he's fought. But he's a veteran guard that can score the ball. He can facilitate and get other guys involved. And he did that. When Zay went out, he knew our guys know each other well enough, and they know our personnel and what we need to do when certain guys are out here. So when Zay's out, P knows that he's got to facilitate, and he's got to handle the majority, the ball handling. And he did that. He played at a high level. I mean, he had some big buckets for us to get to the lead. He got to and one to push it to 10 early in the first half. Got a huge bucket late in the first half. And then he had a monster three in the corner that I think that might have put it to 10 in the second half. When he fouled out, it was tough because we lost one of our handlers, but these guys were able to finish the job.
For Isaiah and for Owen, you're both fifth-year guys. You made the decision to come to South Alabama this year. What does it mean for you guys to now be in a position and have the opportunity to play in a championship game tomorrow?
I mean, for me, it's fulfilling of the reason I came here. That's why I wanted to come here, is I wanted a chance to play in the tournament. That's what you dream about growing up. So now that I'm here, I'm not going to take it for granted, and I can't wait for tomorrow. But, yeah, it's a fulfillment of kind of dreams.
Yeah, it's a blessing to actually be a part of it. Like you said, we're not taking it for granted, and we're going to go get this thing.
Coach Jeremy, South Alabama Student Media, you spoke on the adversity that AP is going through, and of course, our school, South Alabama, the last couple of years, whether it be COVID or just a cold night, has gone through some adversity in this tournament. What's been different this year to get you to this point?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's a great point. In 1920, we had the double bye, and we had won 8 straight. We hadn't lost in about 40 days. And that's when COVID hit. It was the day before we were getting ready to go to New Orleans, when it was in New Orleans. And we were I was thinking about before we played this game, we were in the same game, and we never got to play. And then after that, we've had so much adversity with injuries and just so many crazy things. It's unbelievable. I could sit here and talk about it forever. But there's no point in talking about things of the past that are negative when you can talk about things that are present, and it's these dudes. And I'm glad you brought that up, because in a 14-team league that to me is the best in the country, bar none, that gets one team to the NCAA tournament. These guys have taken South Alabama to the 40. They're to the 40. And I don't know if people understand how hard it is to get to the 40, which means you're one win away. That's why I'm telling you, if you're in Mobile or if you're anywhere and you're a Jag fan, get here. Get here. It's hard. This is not something that is easy to do. And these guys have done that for our university. And obviously, I love our university with a passion that I can't explain. I do. I love it. I see all our leadership in the back. I said the other day, we have incredible leadership. Our place is awesome. But these kids, they love South Alabama. They've only been here for 1 year, and they both love it. Kevin Samuel, 1 year, he loves it. Greg Parham, 2 years, he loves it, and so on and so forth. They love our university. This is not like a pit stop for them. They're just, playing to play. They're playing for South Alabama. They want to bring a championship to Mobile. They want to. I've talked to them about it a lot. I point out a lot of our fans that have been around way, way before me, and I tell them what it means to them. When Hal passed away, I told them about Hal, who he was. I can't imagine what Hal would be doing right now. I'd give 6 months' salary for Hal to be here with us to experience this, because he believed in us, man. And there's so many people that have that passion about South Alabama. Come to the game. Bring a friend. Let's try to do something special. Let's try to do something that's so hard to attain. But join us. Don't watch it on TV. It's going to be on national TV. It's easy to stay home, not make the hour drive or wherever you're coming from. Get here. Be present. Be as loud as you can be, because these dudes right here and the other guys in our locker room, they deserve that. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm begging you to show up and be in Pensacola tomorrow.
Last one here, Dave.
Yeah, quickly, Owen, you talk about growing up, dreaming about playing in the tournament, but I'm sure you've done this on the playground, hit the last second shots, and you've now hit a couple of big threes. What's that feeling like the 2 out of 3 games so far?
It felt pretty good the first time I did it, so now I'm kind of hunting for it. I've never been this confident shooting the ball, and we do such a good job with the play calls at the end of games and his distribution. So I'm hunting, and I'm happy they go in, obviously. But yeah, I've just got a lot of confidence right now.